Oh
Uh-oh.
shit! This is Musty Marco or round motherfucking one.
Neither.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Bill, $1 trillion Haney.
What up, Mr. Mercedes?
Hey, listen, shout out. Hello, Queen. How are
Mr.
you?
Mercedes.
Ness. Hey, listen.
I seen
Let
that
me let me
video
let me
too.
come
Talking
in
about
right.
Dev bought me
The
one.
boxing voice. The boxing voice, the voice of the people, the voice of the streets. The only place that you can really come get it off in the morning. Like you really, when you're on official business, like I'm on official business right now, Two Tone. Shout out to you as well. How'd you like that fight? How'd you like that Brian Norman fight? Because I ain't seen you since then. Talk to me, Tone.
Epic. Dev Dollars, Devin the Dream, D-Ball Haney shut everybody up. They had him as an underdog, and he whooped that man pillar to post, post to pillar, dropped him in the second round, and just cooked that man. Dev's back, man. Dev's back. Respectfully.
Okay, listen, and I'll take that. You know what I mean? Uh, but your man Ryan is looking like the Incredible Hulk again, man. What's going on, bro?
He just signed up to Vada, Bill. He just signed up to Vada.
Yeah, but he looked like the Hulk when he signed up.
I don't know. Is it cycle? I don't know if
Oh.
it's cycle. I don't know. I don't know. I
Hey,
don't know.
listen, but I'm not going to take away. I want to come on and support because everybody be talking about the boxing voice, the Haney voice. This is the boxing voice, the voice of the streets. And we have a great fight, a tremendous fight in the lightweight division. Shakur Stevens and Teofimo Lopez. I came to
Mm.
talk about it. I came to talk about it. Listen, I seen Shakur and we were right watching Crawford and Canelo, and I told him congratulations for getting the TO fight. TO as well, congratulations for landing the Shakur fight. You know what I mean? It's an opportunity for both of them. They're at that spot where they need each other, and it's going to be a very, very interesting fight.
You know I want your thoughts on Shakur saying he not fighting Dev unless he got a rehydration clause.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
Um, Shakur, man, honestly, you know what I mean? Because, I can pop it on channels and shit like that and do that, you know what I mean? And we can have fun with it. But, over here on the Boxing Voice, right? I want to ask, uh, in or around the division, every bad motherfucker around Devin has gotten an offer to fight, or they've been in the ring, or I mean, who else has that happened with? All the fights that the people want to see Devin fight, the person that got either a contract or Devin and got in the ring with him. Can we say that about anybody else? Shakur got a
Mm.
contract. Shakur got a contract.
Well, you gonna
Boots
not
got a boot.
contract.
Boot. What? Huh? Listen. Yes, he got a contract opportunity. He got an offer. The lawyer sat down. I mean, okay.
Offer.
When you talk about an offer, okay,
Yeah.
let's be so we're 100% correct in our legal descriptive of it, right? He got an offer for a certain amount of money and a certain opportunity that was legacy defining. Boots got an offer and an opportunity, right? Legacy. Teofimo Lopez, he got an opportunity. Legacy. Lomachenko, Tank Davis, he got an opportunity, right? Money and all the other stuff. Tell me, I mean, who am I missing? And you tell me somebody that's didn't happen with? I mean, I come over here and talk about the super bad motherfuckers with respect and saying that you guys said the fight happened and was made on the Boxing Voice with Brian Norman. You
Mm-hmm.
guys said that Brian Norman was the guy. So to come back and give the guy, you said he was dangerous. He the left hook, the the guy was in the hospital, and all the other shit. So Shout out to the Boxing Voice for making it happen. Shout out to the YTBC for being on top of it. And Ness, I mean, you ain't call me with the who's next. I mean, me and you used to do this thing, Ness. You know what I mean? That you
I
would
did
call in and you would
already.
say,
I
"Who?
did, and
Oh,
you
oh,
said it was
oh."
Rolly, and I just let it be. I knew Rolly wasn't gonna take that fight. That's why I was when I hit you, like, what's the backer? You like, nah, ain't no backer. We want Rolly.
But you be
So
hitting me. But you hit me on the who we going at. Who is it, Ness? Who
I
who
mean,
you know, who
you
you
do
like? Who
remember
you?
when you came on the show, I told you go after Lewis Crocker. You said no, Rolly. Now y'all going for Lewis Crocker because you got to give dudes an opportunity to want to fight. You know what I'm saying? And Lewis Crocker,
Yes.
this will be the biggest opportunity of his life. It'll give Devin an opportunity to be this generation's role warrior, and you don't have to have
Yeah.
those murky, negotiations
Well,
with
Ness,
people
why
that
you
don't
don't?
really want to
Why you?
fight.
But Ness, but why you don't be telling these people the truth that you be behind the shit? Who Devin done fought every fight he didn't motherfucking fought since
Wait, Ness over here,
JoJo
man.
Diaz and all the rest of them. Ness, I mean,
Oh,
listen, Brian Norman. We made this fight happen on the Boxing Voice.
For sure.
facts.
Absolutely.
Wait.
You see what
When
I'm
did
saying?
y'all hold on? That's what I wonder. When did y'all know y'all had Brian Norman? Because if we rewind it, did y'all look at him as a lick? When did y'all look at him as a lick, or was he a lick at all?
Well, I mean, Tone, you were running the commercials, you ran the left hook and all the shit. You've built the shit up that the left hook. I mean, you're part of the left hook campaign. You're a left hook director of operations of Ken Devin. Is that can he solve the left hook?
Right.
Right? And Brian Norman threw the left hook from hell, sent the man to the hospital, and he rushed to the front of the line. But he was respectfully always on the list because he's the 147-pound champion.
Right. But when did y'all know? Because we talked to Mickey Bay, like, when did y'all know, like, damn, the world is full? Like, this nigga has zero nut for Dev. Like the world is
Well,
full.
listen, when you tell the truth and you say, well, how many people have a list of all the bad motherfuckers in or around their division
Mm-hmm.
other than Debo? You see what I'm saying? Because when you ask the other guy, who's the guy that pisses him off, who's the guy that they hate, who's the guy? I mean, it's probably it's Debo or it's Bill Haney and Debo, but it's definitely us. You know what I'm saying? And we always say, well, what do you hate about us when we give you the respect? Put you on the list, say that you the bad motherfucker, say that the people want to see it, right? We don't go with the narrative that you have to do this or you have to do that. Pretty much, if you've made it to the list, then you've done enough. You accomplished enough to be a dance partner with us. You know what I'm saying? Turkey has the list. You guys have the list. And you have, of course, you like I said, Ness, we've been doing this shit for so long, right? He's been screaming, he's been talking about uh um Lewis Crocker was gonna take the fade. And when you talk about guys from Belfast and Ireland and these kind of guys, and he has the belt, we're thinking as world champions that he's gonna take the fade. When you talk about somebody like Rolly Romero, who is going to, start this other jargon, hey, what he's saying, you know what I mean? This other that I don't even want to care to even speak. I don't even loop that in my conversation, but you hear him speaking. So he's not a world champion. He's a belt holder. We're actually getting a chance to see who are belt holders and who are world champions. You know what I mean? And so that's where Lewis Crocker and I spoke to Eddie, and I said, Eddie, uh, I said, why isn't Lewis Crocker and um, what's his guy Connor Wynn? Why is
Connor, yeah,
Lewis Crocker? What'd you say?
yeah, Connor win. Connor win.
Yeah, because it'd be hard for me to remember his name because I'd be thinking about what he's done. But okay, so Eddie and Connor Wynn. I said, well, why doesn't Conor Wynn fight Lewis Crocker, right?
Mm.
But obviously, with the IBF mandatory, with the mandatory hydration, But
Mm-hmm.
with when you come with a unification, then there's no hydration and a unification, right? I say that that's the reason why he's coming from 160. And I'm saying, okay, well, if a guy's coming from 160 and then he wants to go down to 147 and hydrate up, I mean, obviously you're asking for something that's non-traditional, that's not in the playbook. You go down from 60, you fought at 60, you go down to 147, hydrate up to a certain, and do all this. There's no historical data on none of those moves. So they're pretty much, he's moving based on popularity or clouding and not necessarily going through the process of going to 154 and seeing a Virgil Ortiz or screaming at a Virgil Ortiz or a Boots Ennis or any of those other guys or anything. He's screaming names and wanting to be in the big fights or seduce guys by the audience. So I said, you guys have everything on that side of the fence to make a great audience if you have Lewis Crocker and you have Conor Wynn. So I mean, I think it's when he talks about smoke and mirrors and all these, you know, other obscenities with the language, we back it up with accolades. We back it up with um, this would be the fourth continent that Devin will have traveled to fight a champion. You know what I mean? And when I told Eddie, I said the earth is our turf. That exemplifies what Devin is, just being a world champion, being Debo, that we don't have to pull rank where we're from. You know what I'm saying? Everyone knows where we're from. We've never bragged about that. What we've done is hopefully inspired people to understand it's not where you're from, but you know what I mean, being patient and confident in where you're going. And we plan and our quest to be on the Mount Rushmore of boxing and join the elite and the legends of the sport. So we move different. I mean, and historically, it's been shown.
You guys, you called out Gervonta Tank Davis like last week. How realistic is that? Have you been in communication with any of them? Like how realistic
Wow,
is that?
wow! Isn't that amazing that the great Tank Davis, the little big man from Baltimore, you know what I mean, with dynamite in both hands, great team, and the Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis, that they will be all alone on the block with Debo.
Mm.
I mean, listen, there's no other narrative. There's nobody left on the block. I mean, unless we have to go because Rolly has bowed out. I mean, he's had his chance at the big dance. We
Mm.
pulled up on him because I mean, you've been in there, man. You got you can slug with the best. You know what I mean? And so his ugly, awkward style has went on into the abyss, and boxing, not history, but tone, boxing mystery. You dig?
Mm.
So as his ship has sailed on, Ryan Garcia is now with Barrios. You have Shakur Stevens, who was one of the hunted ones or being hunted, whichever way you want to view it, in terms of um, uh, their chance at making an event happen. I don't see anyone that stepped up, you know what I mean, with any money or anything and said, I want to put this event on either side of them, whether it has been on Tank side or Shakur side. In our case, there was a deal on the table for Shakur. In our case, Turkey did step up and say that he wanted to make the fight happen. No different than than everything that he has done in Riyadh's season. When it came time for the person that I had faith in making the event happen, everyone said that we were crazy. Everyone tested and wanted to go against the credibility of Turkey Al Sheikh and Sela and that wonderful team with Dr. Rakan and all of those gentlemen over there. They tested the validity of whether or not and the ability to make it happen. So the fact that he didn't get it on the table and that it's not there still, you know what I mean, would be asinine for anyone to think. Of course, well, like I say, Shakur and Teofimo Lopez, Teofimo Lopez, who had a deal on the table, through Turkey Al Sheikh as well, to fight Devin, and you hear Teo whispering and saying that all roads lead back to Devin. You hear Shakur saying maybe a hydration, but they're in fights. You hear Ryan Garcia, you know what I mean, pumped up and ready to go, but he's in a fight. So when you talk about the mighty, mighty big man from Baltimore, well, I mean, I guess by the grace of Allah and you fans and everybody that he's left on the block with Debo right now. And it's nothing to get upset about or you guys to shout or get mad. If you guys really want to make the fight happen, the narrative has been dispelled that the guy that you were about to fight is fighting a heavyweight named Anthony Joshua. So when you talk about the opportunity that's available, um, it's both legacy and a whole lot of money involved. Probably the biggest fight in boxing in quite some time.
Mm, I agree. They was because Turkey called into that press conference and he said that there was a big winner, like the winner out of Teo Shakur is going to face a big winner. Is that Devin Haney, or rumors are saying that could be Tank, and they saying you jumping ahead of it to get in the Tank sweepstakes? What do you say to that?
Well, I mean, the one thing about it is that Devin is with a Turkey Al Sheikh, and making the biggest and best fights happen. You think, it doesn't take me to come out anymore and you guys not loop what Rick Reno, head of the ring, has said is that every time they've brought a fight there, Devin has agreed. He looks at the number on it, and he's always been happy with it. I mean, of course, um, our team, is us, so it's not a whole lot of hands and red tape that gets in the way of making these things happen. So that's why you hear people only speak with certainty that they want to do it, because if they pop slick, it's a chance that, you know what I mean, we'll hear that shit and we'll be making it happen.
Mm.
With this offer from Tank, was it financially backed by Turkey, or was this you trying to get an agreement, then take it to Turkey to shop it?
No, it was no, it was no, it was Turkey. It was spoken from Turkey, and that's always been, you know what I mean. That's always been a fight that he was interested in seeing. Um, as far as I know, um, and it's a fight that the world would like to see. You know what I mean, and it doesn't necessarily mean that Turkey has to be involved. When you talk about Devin and Tank, they're big within their own right. They're global attractions in their sport. And if they sat down like gentlemen, then I'm sure that they would come to agreement that all the people that they work with on both sides, Devin working with Turkey and Tank working with his whole team, it's the betterment for boxing and for them that everyone come together and make an amazing event happen. Similar to the one with at the Raider Stadium with Canelo and Crawford.
So no one on Tank's team was available to even hear the offer out, or was there a actual offer email, terms, something sent to someone in Tank's team, whether that be manager, trainer, someone?
Currently, the current offer for him
Yeah, the
or
one from
past
last
offer?
week of you and the dealer.
Oh well, the me and the dealer is wishing him and them pleasantries, as well as telling them that the opportunity for us to sit down and talk is we're open. Debo is on the block. The money is on the block. We don't have to say that any person has to be involved. Um, if with respect to Tank and his team, we don't take the A side position in saying that it has to go through Turkey. We have to sit down with Turkey. But we do take a position to say that we got all the money that everyone else has, that in making the big fights happen with bringing Turkey to the table. So we're not by ourselves.
It sounds like you're saying that if Tank's team wanted to put it on PBC pay per view, you're willing. But what about the 3-fight deal you have with Turkey? Is he like cool with you guys going somewhere else for the meantime and him not getting the biggest fight? Because he just did do both of Devin's fight, and to not get the Tank Devin, he might not be happy about that.
Well, I mean, I don't think. I think everyone that's in boxing wants to be a part of that fight. I don't. There's no deal or no understanding with anyone that when Devin his legacy defining fights that have to be made. Um, you know they have to be made, and the people that's involved in making them are those that can make those happen. And we give Turkey every opportunity to reach out and to make any fight happen, Ness, of course, and then we wait for the pushback.
And in reference to Lewis Crocker, I seen the video with you and Eddie, and he's like, "Oh, Bill, I know what you want. I know how you move. You want Crocker, don't you?" Did it go past that? Like, are you gonna receive a term sheet, and is the fight really gonna be in Leeds? Is that the only offer for it to be in the country of the of the IBF champion?
Well, that part of it, I do my job right. Me and you and some really good men that I value their opinion. We always chop it up, and we come up with someone. You know what I'm saying, and then we bring it to those to make it happen. The intricate components that's going to go into it from here. Um, it doesn't fall on our we did our job, what I mean. Now it comes where what date, what you know all the other things, you know what I mean, what network, all the particulars. um but of course, yeah, we did our job, and I always say that. um
What's the timeline for that fight? What date you guys looking at, or month at least?
uh I'm not that part of it, Ness. I did mine with agreeing that our team and Eddie's team and Crocker, you know, will make it happen. We want to make it happen. And now the business part, has to get done. And from an announcement standpoint or any of the other things, I never take that on. That's not my job. You know
Nah,
what I'm
but
saying?
playing as the trainer though, when do you want your fighter to get back in? You don't want him to balloon too much, but you also want him to have a holiday break. When would you like to see Devin back in the ring, not training, actual fight?
Well, the one holiday that we celebrate is Ramadan, is Eid. So it's not in our religion to necessarily celebrate any of the other holidays. So and right now, when you talk about Devin, you talk about someone that has had a resurgence, like almost a rebirth in terms of his way in which he is approaching the sport. You know what I mean? He's like re-energized. So that's why it hasn't even been the 22nd. He fought on the 22nd, and we're not a month away. and we're deeply entrenched in finding an opponent for Debo. You know what I'm saying? I also want to be patient and want to know that obviously we have this big fight coming with Tio and Shakur. You know what I mean? So I initially wanted to make sure I came on, and I'm gonna talk my shit, but also support the boxing voice and support what I mean, the topic at hand, because it's a tremendous fight, and either one of those guys, you know what I mean, we have history with, and they're still on the list. You know what I mean?
But Turkey said that the winner would get a big fight in May. Is
Yeah.
Devin good to go in May with the winner of Tio and Shakur?
Um, like I said, they're on the list, and you know what I mean. Either way it swings for 'em, both of them are still on the list. You know what I'm saying? For us,
Bill, are y'all cool with waiting for the winner of Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios? Devin and Ryan
That
Garcia.
fight ain't
It can
official,
yeah, yeah.
man.
Hey,
oh,
listen, hey, listen, hey,
step
listen.
oh,
But let me
step
tell you,
oh.
let me tell you this. But let me tell you this. That's why both of them is on the list. You dig? Both of them. That's the thing. That's
Is that
where
fight
you.
official?
I will listen. They're on the list. He got the hardware, and Ryan, we got the ultimate grudge match that need to be motherfucking settled. But obviously, I put him at number 10 because he blows up like the Hulk. You know what I mean? His voice gets deep like mine, and he gets to talking all the shit in the world. And I mean, he gets to talking like I never even met him, like we not, So Ryan be on some different shit, right? So he's like number 10 on the list. Conor Benn is before him. And but but that doesn't mean that the people don't want to see the fight. I'm saying is, bro, you don't be wanting to promote a fight. Not with us. Now, I mean, with everybody else, you might do it and all the other shit. We're gonna show our professionalism. We're gonna do all the shit. But with us, no, bro. And that's just why I personally put him there. But obviously Debo, everybody on the list could go number one. He's gonna tell you right there in front. He's like, I don't care. And I'd be like, I know he really, because he don't care. And that gives me the ability, within the confidence that he has and the boxing style and his acumen, to come out and have fun and talk the shit that I talk, and you know salute a fight like this that can happen in when the fuck ever. Juvember.
I
So,
think
Nigga, it can
yeah,
happen
right.
anytime. They're on the fucking list. All them niggas is on the list. They all are the fucking same. So if that's to answer your question, May, June, July, August, when the fuck ever. You see what I'm saying? We
But
back outside. We back outside in less than a month.
if somehow Ryan can get past Mario Barrios unscathed, Ryan and Devin Haney on Cinco de Mayo that steps on David's fight with
When is that?
Damn, you
When
terrible.
is
You
that?
about to
May?
throw David under the bus? Now you don't want David to get his Mexican date?
I'm not, bro. I'm just keeping it
What
real,
you
bro.
talking
If
about?
I had,
What you talking about? What you talking about? May?
Mm-hmm.
yes, Cinco de Mayo, Devin Ryan Garcia, the big takes over the sports world. If bro, Ryan's
Mm.
already building up the fight right
No,
now. Devin's building
no.
it up right now, bro. It's
No, ain't
the
nobody
biggest.
building that. We ain't building that shit up. No, y'all building up Barrios. We ain't building shit up with Ryan Garcia. I'll let you know when we building it up. We ain't building it up right now, because when we build it up, you gonna already be in Vada, champ. Ain't no you gonna start.
Really?
No, ain't
Devin
no.
playing.
Hey, listen,
Look at the
two tone,
aggression.
the superstar. You know what I mean? Or two tone, let me get off this live and go get in my car. Listen, I didn't come on here to set up no Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia and no fucking May. You're not gonna surprise me with the bullshit. Listen, Mario Barrios can take care of him, and May, or whenever the fuck they're gonna take care of him. Just when, for the record, is you let us know when you're ready, and then we're gonna go in Nevada. And that's shout out to Eddie Reynoso that said we can go in September. Huh? That's January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Ooh, That's 9 months of VADA testing. Yeah. And
Mm.
then shout out to Ryan Garcia for at least their team sending out something saying you're about to join VADA. The same organization. Yeah. Shout out to, yes, for them and their event happening. And they've been making an announcement that they're about to go in. You see what I mean? And I'm saying is, when we were talking about Brian Norman and this and that, and I'm saying is, so when a guy start doing the pictures and the posing and he start getting ready, shouldn't he be in VADA?
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Yeah.
That's
damn.
all I'm just saying. You know what I'm
They
saying?
Damn.
only gonna get a
Because
month. They only gonna get like a month and a half out of testing on Ryan because the date is in February, ain't it?
I don't
Dang.
know when it
The
is.
alleged
I
date.
thought
The
I thought
alleged date.
no.
Word.
Yeah, because I
22nd.
thought you said Ness that it wasn't a date.
No, there ain't no date. It ain't official.
Oh,
It ain't
okay.
ain't no
There's
official
not an
announcement. And as
official
far
date
as
yet.
Tone wanting Ryan and Devin, you got to consider that Golden Boy is heavily invested in Zurdo and David, and they're promoting that. So now you're gonna have them trying to make two fights on the same date. One of them is not a pay per view or main event.
Man,
One of them got to.
Barrios know he got love up there in that Bay Area. He done spent the time in that Bay Area. Him and Devin will pack out that motherfucking chase, man. But if we told Barrios, I love you, we appreciate you. You know, we know that you a warrior. We know that you gonna fight, and you ain't no easy out for nobody on no given night. If we had picked you, they would have swore we was cherry picking. Oh my God. If we would have said
Mm,
Barrio, somebody that we can call and all that, they forced me. The people forced me to deal with Brian Norman Sr., and I told you he was a tough out. I told everybody. He put on a pair of glasses that looked like mine and he wore me out. He told me, listen, he was so vicious. He was so vicious. I had to take a break and focus on that nigga. I said, listen, I don't know if he's serious or not, because the nigga, he's talking a whole lot of shit. I had faced Robert Garcia, Papachenko, respectfully, bad niggas, Derek James and all this. Nobody had talked to me the way that Brian Norman Sr. had talked to me. I said, you're right. I'm gonna have to stay focused. And I just started watching him.
And you
Have,
did.
have you have you
And you
have you
did. You
talked to
stayed
him?
focused.
Have you talked to the nigga after? Have you talked to the nigga since? Have you texted the nigga?
I've been sending him business down to the garage. He hasn't called me and thanked me yet.
You know what?
That's
So
I'm
sad.
so
focused,
Bill, I know
man.
that we know that
Tones.
the
Hmm?
Lewis Crocker is on the table, but would you rather if it was Lewis Crocker or the winner of the Shakur and Teo fight? Like, is there a preference for you guys?
Oh yeah, I would love the winner of that one. That one was
Yeah,
that's the biggest. That's the biggest bigger fight.
yeah,
But
yeah. I would like to see him with
but
one of them,
but in the
whoever wins
meantime,
that fight.
in the between time, getting ready for two bad motor scooters like that. Because
Hmm.
once they come out of a fight like that, the winner comes out sharp. He comes out real sharp. So
Absolutely.
you gotta keep trying to stay sharp. You know what I mean? You can't rest on the other shit. And then Ryan come out sharp out of he's out there, he's coming out sharp. We're laying back. Shakur, that's why I was hoping to get on the same schedule is one of them dudes. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So
Absolutely. Yeah, because what would you do? Like, say for instance, if Devin doesn't have a fight and then he scheduled a fight with one of them, like, what do you guys do if that happens without having a tune up? Is it just that you do camp a different way, or how would that go?
um well sometimes those fights and are life changing fights and life changing opportunities. So you have to adjust with the opportunity, and seize the lifetime, seize the opportunity in the lifetime of it. There's no looking back. We look at them all as the same. We look at them all
Right,
as
but how do you
having something. All of them
how do
have
you
something
prepare
special.
differently though? Like say for instance, like with Crawford, he didn't take a lot of people was feeling like he needed to take a tune up when Canelo took a tune up. But I thought that it was strategic because I felt like he was putting on more quality muscle and he was doing his thing and he knew what he was doing to be out and do the type of training that he was doing to actually have the type of fight that he needed to have for Canelo. So is there an adjustment that you guys can make if Devin doesn't have a tune up and he takes one of them? So he's out of the ring for longer than they've been. But is there a different
Yes,
type of camp that you can? Okay.
yes. Always you you want to still build off of what you've already worked on. You know what I'm saying? So you want
Right.
to what Brian Norman, and you hear a lot of fighters, say be the best version of yourself. You know what I mean? And Devin, the best version of Devin himself, to me beats all of them. You know what I mean? But within that,
Mhm.
the framework and the approach to study an opponent, I think that's something that he allows the team to do. You know what I mean? To get kind of wrapped
Mhm.
up in it. You hear certain guys, they don't want to watch film. You have guys that watch film. Everyone has a kind of different approach, but
Mhm.
when we go into the lab, you know what I mean, we go into it like it is a science, and we discuss a lot of things, and you know what I mean, and you guys see the finished product. But yes, it's definitely, our approach is not traditional. It's quite unorthodox in the terms of who I bring in, and
Absolutely.
you know what I mean, and what way we look at it. Um,
Mhm.
and it's obviously what you've gotten a chance to see is a slowed down version of your best fighter, whoever he is, against Devin. Him not able to do what he normally does, on the highlight film, and and while sitting there to Eddie, I'm like, so if the people are coming to see the highlight film of what this guy does best, and we don't let him do that, of course that's gonna look boring, because the person, what you guys used to doing is watching the guy do that. And
Right.
you know what I mean? Sometimes, we say what you've seen Devin fight the guy's fight his style. And I told Eddie then, I said, but Eddie, if we he Devin got knocked down 3 times, he got back up 3 times, they didn't call him no warrior. So taking a chance, and you're not gonna get called a warrior for taking a chance, make it make sense, Eddie.
Mm.
And I'm saying this for the people. Make it make sense. If he takes a chance, right? He's not considered a warrior. Why would you take a chance?
Right. Absolutely. I
Bill,
agree.
what weight is this tank fight gonna happen? And is Devin like open to sucking down or doing a catch weight? Where were you gonna fight Tank? This offer at what weight? Is it for Devin's belt at 47?
Um, it will probably, in my theory, me going and looking at it, I would say it would be at the same weight that Jake Paul was going to come in at.
Yeah, but that's they was gonna fight like at 200. It was
Oh,
like
they
a
were going to fight at
cruiserweight
200.
heavyweight fight.
Who? Tank and Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm cool with that.
It was 190 or
So you
some
gonna
shit
do
like
it for
that.
no belt or you trolling?
No, I'm saying I'm gonna do, but do it for a belt. That if they don't want the belt, then if you want the belt, I can't make a belt up in a different weight class. What
No,
belt
I
can
know,
I
but
make
that's
it
what I'm
up
saying.
for?
Why wouldn't the first offer be for your 47-pound belt so he could be like, all right, yeah, this gives me an opportunity to be a 5 division champ, move up one more time. You know what I'm saying? We talking about
Yeah, but
cruiserweight. That don't even make
but
sense.
when you no, but when you talk about an A side fighter, and you talk about what Devin, then you talk about creating an opportunity that's fair for that fighter, and an opportunity, and then the opportunity, the fighter takes the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like with him and Jake. I mean, Jake left him at the altar, right, and said that whatever, that he didn't want to do business based on whatever, right? I think they might be taking it as an insult, but I would hope that you was taking it as a compliment, that we're saluting the brand and saying that, you know, we're available, and we could still make something big happen. And what that making it happen, um, would take him and Devin to sit down and talk, and the teams to sit down and talk, no different than what his team and Jake Paul sat down and did.
Why hasn't Devin reached out to Tank after all these years? They were friends at one time. I got a video on my channel of them two being together in Vegas and saying how they both was gonna be at the top as champions. Why can't Dev? Because we know that's not Tank's mo. I know it's easy to say, well, why
Well, I
can't
don't
Tank
think.
do it? But why can't Devin text him and be like, yo, let's talk, let's meet, let's get
Mhm.
this money together?
Okay, but they always see each other. They always see each other, and they say hello. You know what I mean? They don't. They give the what's ups. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
shit
but I'm
like that.
talking
They don't.
about a sit
uh,
down about let's making this fight. What we gotta what's gotta get ironed out so that we can actually make this super fight.
Well, I think Devin has already spoken, and he's spoken publicly and said that we speak with as one voice, me and him. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
from
but
my
you see what
perspective,
happened with
I
Crawford
mean,
and Earl. I don't mean to cut you off, but you see it took Crawford to actually speak to Earl to get that
mhm,
going.
right, right. So I think that, when you talk about them getting together and speaking, I don't think that there's nothing wrong with that, nor do I think that there's anything holding the fight back or anything that's happened thus far for the fight not to happen. I mean, historically, you've seen, what the banner that has went on with Ryan and him and making the fight, what you've seen with Rolly and him, what you've seen with Jake Paul and him. Um, you know what I mean? That's all banner. When you talk about actually making this thing happen, the powers that be behind the scenes. I would say start right there with Coach Calvin and Coach Kenny. Do you have their numbers? Why
Yeah,
don't you
but
call them?
they're not the decision
They're-
makers.
oh, okay. So everything that they say, if they're not the decision makers, should we listen to them?
Yeah, we always listen to the coaches. Coaches, they always got a personal relationship with the fighter. It's usually kind of a mentor thing,
I'm saying this.
fatherhood
Do they
thing.
do they tell the truth?
I mean, their
Can we
version of the
ask them? Can
truth.
we ask them what? Wait, their version of the truth?
Yeah, they got a personal relationship with Tank, so that some people see things certain ways because of that.
So do you? So do you want to hear the truth from my version of the truth right now, Ness?
I want to hear the truth.
I said the truth.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Now, the thing is that it's you, the people, the boxing voice in the community of boxing and as a whole, the culture and everything has been longing for this fight. This fight is something that's been brewing, and it'll happen when their team, Tank Davis, when you hear something from them saying that we reached out, right? We've done ours. We've openly reached out. We've vocally reached out. We've done all that, right? Now the next step is on them. And it ain't like, listen, but Ness,
I'm just
it ain't
saying
like
we've
it ain't
been
like
here
when that
before
Ness,
where
listen,
y'all reach out.
listen.
We
No,
got to do something
no.
different to get Tank on board.
Mm-mm. Okay. Well, I'll tell you this. Everybody got um things that they could be doing if he doesn't want to do it. You know what I mean? If he don't want to do it, just like Rolly, right? Just like Rolly. Debo is around now, but he's circling the block now. But if you're running and hiding, I've never seen. Did Debo go and look in a trash can for shit? I didn't never see that part. How far does he go looking? That's because I Ness. Now you done took me. You done got me thinking. You know, because you done got
Yo,
really. You getting
We
really
just trying to
detailed.
make sure we check underneath every stone and cross all the T's and dot all the
I know.
I's.
Yeah,
I
because I
know,
know that.
Ness.
It's a fight that's been brewing for so long. It's just like,
But Ness. But why Ness?
but we know
I don't
why. Tank
understand why
has never
Ness.
been
No,
willing.
but Ness. Truthfully, bro, and I'm saying this. They can't handle the truth. The people can't handle the truth. The fight with Brian Norman was made on the boxing voice. It's not, come on, dog. See, you gotta make it like it's more than what it is. You gotta make it more like than it's the people just making this shit happen. No. Y'all made it happen. Y'all asking for the fight. You asking the right questions. It's just that I can't give you the right answers.
Yeah, but again, Brian Norman, his father, they were willing. They got up on here. They wanted to, they needed the opportunity. Tank is different. He's able to make his money without anybody. He could pick and choose. So it's gonna take,
But
a
Ness,
very
but Ness, tell the
strategic
truth.
approach.
But tell the truth, though, Ness. You do call and you do DM and you do all the shit. Because you will reach out to me. You will text, yo, what's up? Oh, Brian Norman's over here talking shit. And that's why I always say this is the boxing voice. Hold on. That's why I always say this is the boxing voice, the voice of the people, the voice of the streets, the opportunity for anyone in boxing to come and get their shit off. If you really trying to do it, do it. Your doors are always open, and they're open in the most professional hours, the morning. You dig? Yeah, when you're going to court or you're going to work, you are really prepared and energized. So I don't come over here bullshitting, not too much. Towards the evening, I have some podcasts that I like to go on and have some fun. But Ness, you asked the tough questions, but I can't give you answers that the fighters don't want to give in return.
You gotta look at it. Ness Tank
Would
on
you
Twitter
take?
said
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tony.
he's he said Cruz was next. He said he would rematch Cruz after his knee heals up from the Tootsie incident. So he's willing to go to 140. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Why not just say fight Devin for a bigger bag on Netflix with Tank and Devin? And Bill, can you debunk the narrative that the Tank channels are going to say, well, if Devin want to fight Tank, he got to go to the PBC. Can you debunk that?
Or he got to come down to 35. Take a 35 pounder.
Yeah, he got to come to
Shit,
35.
shit, just tiresome, man. Tired of that shit.
Yeah, yeah. We work with everyone to make the biggest and the best fights happen, and that's historically this is what we've done. That's our makeup, and we'll continue to do that. That's what Devin is about.
Mm.
And PBC, we love to work with you. You dig? I mean, you work with Turkey, you work with everybody. I know the people over at the PBC, wonderful group over there. We've worked with them, but we just haven't worked with them necessarily with Tank. But the doors are always open, and it's a great group over there. You know what I mean? Sam, he's like an uncle. You know what I mean to me. So and a mentor. You know what I mean. So um, I think leaving the onus where it is on that team, right? Calvin and Kenny, because anytime that somebody is going at their fighter or any particular and with Dev, right? It's team. It's the team. You know what I mean? If the team is ready for it, and that's why I said shout out to that team over there in Belfast, Ireland. You know, because they're ready. That team, the manager and the fighter and every everybody on that side of it gave me every indication that they want to fight Devin. And that's
To be
something that you
clear,
get
you're
up
talking
for.
about the Lewis Crocker side.
Oh man, Lewis Carker's side, man, instantly, man, they all for it. They want
Let's
it.
go.
They want it. Yeah, no, they want
Let's
it. I mean, it wasn't no hesitation with them. They just immediately, it wasn't like I didn't have to do none of the shit. They instantly was on the fight. You know what they told me? Now Conlon, Mick Conlon, right? His brother is the manager for Lewis Crocker. Did you guys know that?
Mm-mm.
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 Oh yeah. So he's
Mick
a
Collin,
fighter.
the Olympian, former fighter.
Yes, yes.
Nice.
His brother. And you know what his brother said because Eddie said, I hear you in the DMs and shit like that, right? And then I said, Eddie, but shout out to Conlon and their team. I gotta just tell the story is because when I go to talk to them, oh, he says, oh, well, they told us that you guys wouldn't take the fight. I said,
Mm.
oh,
Mm.
okay. Yeah. So, that was about And those are one of those times like that I'm talking about. We've done it before, and it doesn't take it's not rocket science. Um,
Yeah. I know it must be refreshing when a connection is made like that and everybody's, is cohesive, because the situation when you got to just chase somebody,
It's
that's
tiresome.
just taxing. Yeah, it's
yeah,
crazy, because when you came on and talked about Rolly the last time, like, to hear how that whole situation, and he's just adamant about, and I'm just like, you're a champion at that weight. So that's crazy. So that must be
yeah,
refreshing when you
yeah. I
get
know,
somebody
right?
that's mhm.
I think he's going to be really disappointed in the words that he made reference to himself, the belt, right, his responsibility um, later on. You know what I mean? I think he's a much better fighter than that. He comes from his dad. You know what I mean? He has good stock and good genes. In that sense, you don't become a world champion on an accident. You know what I mean? Um, so
Absolutely.
yeah.
Can you answer Rolly? Rolly. Every time he ducks Devin Haney, he's absolutely terrified. But he always asks these questions. He said, "Why didn't y'all call him out after the Ryan fight? The last fight in New York, and why didn't y'all call him out after the whooping of Brian Norman Jr.?"
Well, because the guy that they said at 147 pounds was Brian Norman, right? So
Mm,
that's why I was asking. If we had said Rolly, they were going to say we were ducking. If we said Mario Barrios, they say we were going to duck. If they said we went to Lewis Crocker, then we're going to duck. So
back.
on the boxing voice, they said that the people have unanimously said Brian Norman. I said, are y'all sure? I said, Brian, no. I said, well, come on, let's watch it. Ness, am I lying, though, Ness?
Nah, you telling the truth.
Yeah. And then so that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? So, right, I don't take this lightly. I really believe that you guys drive the fights, you drive the traction. This is where you get a chance to hear, you know, um, what fights, who gonna support the fight, what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And I say the voice of the people, the voice of the streets, and I don't mean to say it lightly.
Bill, can
Ness,
I
can you
ask
bring
you
Tim
what
on,
is
man?
can I ask you
Just look.
priority wise, like right now for
Mm.
Devin, priority wise, is it to fight the champions at that weight or the bigger fights? Like bigger names that may not be in his weight class, or the belts in the weight class, priority wise.
Well, it becomes personal. Obviously, it supersedes because any of the bigger fights are the grudge matches. You know what I'm saying? And they involve
Mm-hmm.
accomplished fighters. You know what I mean? There's no fight that's ultimately the big fight. That's not a fighter that's accomplished and legacy driven. You know what I mean? So ultimately, we're in the beating up champions. You know what I mean? So when you talk about quote unquote the big fight, it's 9 times out of 10, it's beating up a champion.
Okay.
Nobody want boots at 152. The chat nasty, bro. Nobody trying to see Devin in boots at 152. Like, stop. But yeah, man, we ready for Lewis Crocker, gang. I'm ready. I'm hyped. I want to see. I want to see an undisputed 147-pound champion myself. That's what I want to see.
Come on, let's
Undisputed.
bring in some callers.
Bring in nasty tip, man. He over there just wilding in the
Big
chat.
Trap, what up? Big Trap, you live with Bill. Gotta unmute. All right. We got Al in the Bay, live with Bill.
Yo, 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 what's up? What's up? Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Ah,
Hey, if y'all hear
what's
some
happening with that
hammering,
baby?
if y'all hear some
What's happening with
hammering
that
going
baby
on.
business?
Hey, babe, it's good right now. It's sunny outside. Get some work done inside the house. Put some installation in. So, business is good right now.
Yes,
How's
sir.
that cat, man? Didn't you say you had a depressed cat?
No, man, the cat ain't depressed, man. The cat got
Oh,
diabetes and
oh, okay, my bad.
bad kidneys and bad kidneys. But the cat's getting better though. She just took it to the vet, so the numbers look better. She still got diabetes. She's like on the border of diabetic.
Mm.
Yeah, we got to change the food. But yeah, um, yeah, Bill. So, so it looked like Crocker gonna get the next bat up for Dev. Is that what we? That's what it sound like.
Like I said, this is the people, man. I'm listening to the people about the fight. Um, that's a fight that he has a belt. It's a legacy defining fight, and yeah, that's what I went to talk to Eddie Hearn about, and his team. More importantly, the people of Belfast, Ireland, and that team over there, the Crocker team. They see something in Devin, and that's something for us to get up for.
Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, you should instead of going to Ireland, just bring him out here to the Bay. So we can show him some Bay love. Um, get it popping. Last time y'all came out here, it sold out. Um, you know, get some more love in the Bay Area.
Yes,
Um,
yes, yes.
is that okay? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, no,
Um,
no. That's
and
that's something on the play.
I don't think Tank want to see y'all, man. I think Tank is hiding his tail and he's running. So I wouldn't focus on Tank. Um, you know, Tank doing his thing. I appreciate y'all, doing y'all thing, taking the tough fights, getting the squabbles that people ask for, you know. Um, y'all doing it real big, man. Y'all doing it how boxing should be. And I take my hat off to y'all.
Absolutely, King. I
For real.
appreciate you. No, I appreciate you.
Um, then so I was thinking about becoming a boxing manager myself, taking a
Hmm.
class. What what is some what is some information you would give to somebody who's trying to start off in that field?
Why don't you do this? Why don't you get my number from Ness, and then we'll get on a call, okay? And then also you got
What
my
is your
DM, but get my number from Ness,
what
and
is your
then call me.
time?
All right. Hey Ness,
All right?
I'm signing up for Border Wars, man. So I want to put that out there as well.
All
So
right,
you'll see me at Border Wars. All right.
Let's go.
let's
and
go.
and that's for other aspiring managers, fathers, mothers, that are conscientious about making that move and that transition from being the great parent you are to being a wonderful partner and your last name and not your first. All coaches, um, athletes, hit Ness and get my number, and let's see if we can't make bring out your champion, bring out the best in your champion, and not just mine.
Tip
Bill,
Ballas.
what's your response to Floyd
Bill,
Schofield
what's going
Sr.?
on, Bill?
Hold on,
Hey,
Tip.
hey,
Oh, go
Tip.
ahead.
Hey, is it? Wait a minute. I need to know today. Is it Tip or should I say Skip? You dig? Now, do you have something good or do you have something misunderstood?
Oh no, man. I'm just calling in, because I heard you guys are fighting Lewis Crocker. The one and only Lewis Crocker, WBO. Oh, what belt he got? WBA, IBF.
IBF.
I think the
Well,
IBF, the
well,
IBF. There you
well,
go, the
Tip.
IBF.
Well, Tip. Hey, listen. I know that you're not into belts. When I seen you, I don't even think you had a belt in your pants. I mean, and listen, the amount of money and the time that it takes Tank to get in a fight, and for you to place the bet on Tank, I mean, you're going to run out of money and gas. So, if it's not Devin, I mean, who else are you going to be talking about, Tip?
I mean, look, man. There's plenty of fighters to talk about, like Gary
Who?
Antoine Russell.
Gary
Antoine
Antoine
Russell. I like to
Russell ain't
talk about.
listen. Let me tell you. Well, guess what? You guys need to figure out how to get Richard Hitchinson in the ring.
Oh man. Yeah, listen. If he don't want to fight, why won't you take the fight? I mean, y'all give
I'm
opportunity, right?
I'm
It's clear
listen.
that
I'm
it's
hey,
clear that
listen. No,
Africa
it's
don't want the
it's
opportunity.
the last time that I heard. Listen, the one thing about Mr. Gary Antoine Russell and Skip. I mean, Tip is that you do the best at talking about Devin, and guess what? Gary Antoine do the best at talking about Conor Wynn. What Conor Wynn is going to do to Devin. Not him,
I know
not you,
we
not
talk about
nobody. You
Devin
dig what
too.
I'm saying?
We talk. Listen, Bill.
Listen,
All you got to
listen.
do is say the
No,
name. All you got. Listen.
listen.
If you say the name
Listen.
today, if you can make headlines today,
If
Bill.
if
All you
if
got
if
to do is
if
say
if if if
Devin Haney
if
will
if
fight
if
Gary Antoine Russell. That's all you. Just make the
okay,
headline. Just
okay.
make the headline.
So
He'll
okay,
he'll
now
he'll
what
pop
I
up like Candyman. That's all you got.
mhm,
Just make the headline.
okay. Okay, so you can make the headlines today, and you can show me what your list looks like for
We
Mr. Gary Antoine Russell. And I don't listen. I don't
we.
mind that you have that. What? No, no, no. I don't mind that you have Devin on the list. But to be
Oh
anything like
man.
Devin, I need to see your list. Or listen, for you to be anything like me, then you might got the list for Mr. Gary Antoine Russell, right?
Oh,
But
I can I can give you the list for Gary. You want
or
me to
you
give you the
might
list?
be
I'll give
like,
you the list
oh,
right
wait a
now.
minute, what?
I'll give you the list
Oh,
right
hold on.
now.
Okay,
I'll give you the list right now.
okay,
We ain't even got to go no further. You want the list right now? I'll give you the list right
yeah,
now. What you want?
okay.
Okay, here we go. Richardson
Uh-huh.
Hitchens, Alberto Pollo, Sabril Matias, Teofimo Lopez, shit, Brian Norman Jr., Devin Haney. What we at six? We at six, right? We at six? We at six?
I don't
Tell
know.
tell
You
me if
told me you were
we
gonna
at
look.
six, right? Oh, no, oh, no, no, I'm just counting. I'm counting. I'm making sure we at six. I'm making sure we at six. What's my boy, former WBA champion who Jerron Boots Sanders just fought? Help me out, y'all. Amanda Stanionis? Shit, fuck it. Throw Barrios in there. What we at? We at eight now? Well, we got two more. Run me for one more. That's run me for one more. We got two more. I want to make these special. I want to make these special. Fuck it. Throw Ryan Garcia. Give us a Ryan Garcia fight. We want Ryan Garcia too. And fuck it.
You may
Give us
feel like it's your
Rolly
time,
Rolando Romero.
but it's not
Or
your
fuck it.
time.
Rohan Polanco. Fuck it. Yeah, because we want tough fights. We want tough fights. You know what I'm saying? There you go. That's 10 right there for you, Bill. There you go. 10 fighters right there for Gary Antoine Russell.
Okay. Well, of our 10, of our 10, and when you talk about an honorable mention, you talk about somebody like Mr. Gary Antoine Russell, who needs no introduction, bad motor scooter, at 140 pounds. Um, you know what I mean? And yeah, we don't see we see him just like the other guys. He's not on the list, but I don't have any problems, saluting him and what his brother didn't do and what they've done. His brother got a deal on the table, and I don't see where Mr. Gary Antoine Russell wouldn't be. You know what I mean? So, did I give him the honorable mention, or do you need me to talk about something else?
No, you didn't give him the honorable mention because I asked last time we talked if he could get on the honorable mention list. You said
Okay,
no.
well, I'm
We're not
saying
looking
is
for
no,
we're not looking for that.
no.
You said we're
Okay,
not
no,
looking for
what?
that.
Okay, no, what I said is that when you have 10 motherfuckers, and this is what we've done, and we've talked about it, let's when we do the new list, when the new list come out for the new year, we got a couple honorable mentions that might need to move on to the list. How about that?
Oh man, I would just stick to the list you already got. Shit, why not? I mean, ain't no need to change it.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? Just throw a
yeah,
couple
no, I'm
honorable
saying this,
mentions in
but
there.
I'm saying this, no, but I'm saying is that we don't want to not talk about niggas, or you think that niggas don't you think that niggas don't deserve to be talked about in the game that's kicking up dust. That ain't us, man.
I mean, that's kind of how it feels. That's kind of how it feels right now because you know what I'm saying. Like every time his name gets brought up, it's just like he's never talked about. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like
no,
look, we can't
okay,
even. Say,
no.
I mean, you know
Okay,
what?
so what I just said
I
is,
just thought about something,
that
Bill.
we're
I
not
just thought
talking.
about something, Bill.
We're not. No,
I,
no. I just said is that I just talked about him. Now, can you tell me, is there anybody else talking about Mr. Gary Antoine Russell?
I mean, it's kind of course Gary Antoine. What? He's a hot topic right
Oh,
now. The whole
okay, no,
world,
I'm saying is what other?
the whole boxing
Okay,
community,
no,
the whole boxing
no,
community is
no.
spilling my
Excuse me.
flow right now. What you
No,
mean?
I
They
said
want Gary to
no.
fight Shakur now. That's what they call it for.
I said, I said, is there anybody from any other team has mentioned Mr. Gary Antoine Russell?
Oh man, he's a boogeyman. You know what it is. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? You know we
okay.
gotta
So,
we gotta
so,
protect our
so,
investments. See, don't go near that
okay.
guy. Don't go near
Okay.
that guy. We know what it is. That's what I'm saying.
So
Like, you the
so
guys.
team
Like, Bill, you
so
team
team
Haney,
Debo.
y'all are the guys. Y'all
Okay, all
team
right.
Debo,
That's
y'all the
all long
guys.
as it. Say it again.
Hey,
Say it again.
I'm right. Hey,
Say
I'm right
no.
or wrong.
Say
Team
no.
Debo, y'all them guys. Look, listen, y'all
All right,
making big
Ness.
fights
Hold on,
happen. You know
Ness.
what I'm saying?
Why aren't
Y'all
you
making the
ringing the
big fight.
bell, Ness? Hold on. Start
Y'all
the
making the big
the
fights. Look,
camera. Yeah, there you go. There
that's
you
the
go.
clapper
There
right
you go.
there. I mean, there's the clapper right there.
Okay.
Hey,
All right.
Bill, it
Okay.
was good talking to
Well,
you,
listen.
man.
Hey,
It was
Tip.
good talking to
Hey,
you.
Tip. Hey,
Bill
Tip.
said,
It's
"Why you
good
ain't
talking to you
ringing
like
the
it's your time.
Why
Yeah.
bell?"
aren't
Wait.
you
But it's
ringing
not
the
your
Listen.
bell,
Hey,
time.
and
Ness?
but he just said it. No, he just said it, and that's what we do it for. Even if you come on the boxing voice and you say, "Listen, Bill, Devin, yeah, listen, Devin, y'all the guys. Y'all are the guys." Well, that's what you do it for. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about.
We got Jonathan Sims, North Carolina.
Mm,
What up, y'all? Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
yep, we got you.
What up, Trill Bill?
What up, King?
What up? What up, Ness? What up, Star? So,
What's
Bill,
up?
I got a little thing that I do before I go into every call. So if you don't mind, I just want to bless the people with a good word. So today we coming out of Romans 10:17, New King James Bible. And this is the verse of the day. So no plagiarism. So then faith cometh by hearing and hearing the word of God, God's words for God's people. And shout out to TBX. You don't have to arrive when you already here. So, Bill, thank you for blessing us with your time, man. I think it's always great that you come on the show and fellowship with us. You come down to the level of people and show that you're normal, that you're not better than everybody, and it
Yes,
opens
sir.
the world to all fans who's listening, from the boxing fans to the managers to the inspiring fathers. So I just have a few questions for you, if I may, and that's if I spill, I got the bill. Shout out to Treese. So first, I want to go back to the Norman fight. You mentioned that the father failed the son by showing up late to the fight, and Brian's rebuttal to that was, "Well, at 8 o'clock in Atlanta, it's the same time as over there in Saudi or whatever you guys fought. You excuse me if I got the place wrong. What say to you about that?"
Well, I mean, obviously, if you do any kind of research, you you will know that you have to get acclimated if you're flying to somewhere. You know what I mean? That was just some talk. I think he if he didn't understand now, he understands. If he didn't understand then, he understands now.
Word. No, and I would agree with you. And you, when you were last on the show, you mentioned that Devin was sizing up Brian and moving in front of his face, and Ness was trying to understand what that meant. And you said you never let a man play in your face. So if you were on the other side and Brian was your son, how would you have expected him to react to Devin doing that? And if he would have stood there, what would you have said after y'all got off stage?
Um, Obviously, that's some more game related game. I mean, situational stuff. You can never go back and say, well, what would you do if that was the case? That was that situation. And we always say, we'll never we'll never fight the same, we'll never give the same look. So that was strictly situation.
Okay. Okay. No, that's
Did I
fair.
answer did I answer your did I
Um,
answer your question?
Yeah, yeah, you
You
did
may
for the
feel
most
like
part.
it's your
I
time,
get it. Sometimes high
but it's
level
not your
stuff is
time.
just where it's supposed to be at, and that's a high level answer. And I get what you're saying. It's all situational,
Well,
and you just
yeah,
got to
yeah.
know how to handle it. You got to be prepared. Because
Right.
Brian could have gauged his distance with Dev by just simply sticking his hands up and then went home to gauge the distance that he needs to practice. Just like I like to put a picture up on the heavy bag based on the opponent's height, so I know where to connect the face when we're practicing on the bag. Um, but you said
But
something that
he was ready to cut weight, right? But he wasn't ready to fight, right? He was preparing to fight. He had fought and he had sparred in Atlanta, and he had sparred and was getting ready and preparing for the fight on November the 22nd. when he saw us, we were already sparring in Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
and we were ready to fight at the minute that we saw him. And I think that was the kind of the energy. And I was like, you're not even, you're just talking. You just got here. You're not even ready to fight, man. Be real. Come on, man. You look sleepy. And then that was
No,
Devin
I
was
get you.
laughing. He was like, man, why are you? And I was like, he's like, Pops, you are so crazy. And because he had talked so much that I was surprised that when we got a chance to see each other, he was still working. He still had work to do, even if it meant that you had to get acclimated. You know what I mean? So it's a game of inches. And I always say, you know what I mean? Shout out to Brian Norman, because you learn something at every step. You know what I mean? You go up against these wonderful professors of the game. In Brian Norman's case, former fighter and a guy that's been around the game forever. And I have to come up with a game plan for him, and then it's Robert Garcia, Hall of Famer, and Papachenko, and all the other guys. Some tremendous trainers. And
No.
you learn from them. Iron sharpens iron. No matter what mistake they might have made, or what great move. And I learned a lot from the Ryan Garcia shit. And I take the onus on a lot of that, and I say, nah, y'all ain't gonna box us in and play us like that with the shit. Because Devin wants to fight, because I let that happen. Let let be because of Devin willing to fight anybody anytime, let them play us in a position that wasn't fair. You know what I mean? And
Conducive to y'all. No, I'm
I
with
vowed
you.
if I'm part of it, I vowed if I'm part of it, that it won't be that again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, you live and you learn. And I remember I asked you about that. And that's if I go over, you just got a list of people. I remember I asked you about that. Was there some things you regretted? And that's kind of what you said then.
You
So,
may
so
feel
I
like it's
get
your
your
time,
drift. One
but
thing
it's not your
you
time.
have mentioned also on the podium, and it kind of hit home for me, Bill, is I took it as when you said, I'm one in, I got you, Ness. You said the difference you and Brian is he's built his son in a garage. And respectfully, that's me, Bill. I'm a garage father. I have a 2-year-old son that I'm trying to build into a fighter. And I have the finances to travel, but everybody doesn't. So when you say something like that, like how is that to be perceived for the inspiring fathers to come? What if all we can afford is to raise our son in a garage?
Mm-hmm. Well, if you know anything about boxing, boxing is a sport that's built not around a whole lot of money. It's a fraternity, and it's a family of game. The professors that share the game is no different than professors at Stanford, Harvard, and all those other things. If you want an astronaut, you know what I mean? Are you going to expect to just prepare? You're not going to go to NASA. You're not going to never have guys that have flown in the rockets and all those other things. Then just in the garage, you won't be doing your due diligence in terms of your preparation, in terms of being over prepared. Can you be prepared? Of course. Can you be underprepared by not seeing the professors that you should to get the education? I think you might. Me per se now. Obviously I've learned, and someone asked me what's the thing that they probably what's the misunderstood thing about me is um what's the misunderstood thing about Devin is that Devin has trained with a lot of coaches and retained a lot of knowledge, and probably the misunderstatement with me is that I was there and I wasn't looking and learning. Um, so yeah, of course it can be circumvented when you've gotten the game, when you've spent time with the Virgil Hunters, and you spend time with the Andre Wards, and you spend time with these guys. But obviously when you're speaking to them, in my case, it was never about money, because Floyd Sr. had Floyd Jr. So what if he's getting paid in a Pacquiao fight, or getting paid in a whatever big fight, and what could I pay him for an amateur? Floyd Sr. did it because he loves the sport. He loves it. He does it. He trains. If you look on his videos and look at the YouTubes and shit like that, he trains out of passion. He shares it with a lot of people, and so do I. So the the professors in the game are going to share it with you, but you have to be willing to get on the road. And you talk about dads. Well, if you're not willing,
It may feel
if
like
you're
it's your
not,
time, but it's not your
if you're
time.
not willing to give, if you're not willing to give up your A day, I mean, when you have the super fire job, or when you have the super fire, illegal business, or you have whatever the super fire that's going on in your life, and it's your A day. If you're not willing to give up that A day for your fighter, for your kid, you know what I mean, for your athlete, for them to have an A day, and hopefully in their A day they look back at you and say, here, pops, or here, coach, or here, whatever, then you're not prepared to go the full mile, to go the full distance, because this distance is going to be built on sacrifice and commitment. And until you've exhausted every remedy and everything of that, then I don't know. I think you might be just underprepared.
Yeah, no, and I'm with you there. And listen, I'm a father seeking mentorship, but with the one BH, he leave me on red time to time. But that's neither here nor there.
No, can you
I just
listen?
think
No, 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 because don't even worry about it that time. Listen, your time was well spent. Please get Ness, get the telephone number. Do we got my number, Ness? Cause I'm doing more than just mentorship, man. I'm reaching out, man, to coaches and men, and to athletes and to everyone. And I hope that I can help you, you know what I mean, develop your champion, not just my champion. So please, Ness, give me my number. Call me immediately, bro, so we can get on speed dial on the phone and not just online. Okay.
Sims, I'll make sure he
absolutely. And
get it to
before I
you.
go, I'll let you answer this when I get off. But you've been to the back call. You know our community, and we have
Mhm.
great fathers back there. And one particular, he may come up after me, is looking. I don't want to put too much of his business out there, but he's thinking about homeschooling. So if you could just talk
Mhm.
about that journey, the pros and cons of going through that, and what would advice you would give fathers who are looking to enter into that sphere of homeschooling to focus on the profession, how we should go about it, what struggles you uncover, what advice that you would
Mhm.
give, what would you do if you could go back? Because my advice to him was bringing a child home to be homeschooled. It's not to have more time for boxing, it's to set a foundation. So I would just like your opinion on that, because it's like I said, it's a lot of fathers out there, and we're trying to figure out direction, the right way to go. And I think you set a great blueprint for fathers to come.
Okay, absolutely. But make sure that you get my number, and let's take the word home out of it, because that kind of diminishes what you already have the vision for your kids. And let's just say school, because when you talk
Mm-hmm.
about school and your commitment to teach, now you're using the opportunity to use the world and all the worldly experiences from travel, from, you know what I mean, not having a committed schedule, where you can now teach your kid in a way that's focused on their passion, and not just being present at a traditional school that's teaching one kind of learning and one kind of academia. Because when you talk about, just for example, um, my daughter is in a global school. She's in a IB, so it's an international baccalaureate education. So it's a global learning. And in that school, she's learning Singapore mathematics. And I'm like, well, what's the difference? Singapore versus American or whatever, right? But so it's a way of learning, right? You have Montessori learning, and you have the Singapore mathematics system. And I just say that to say that it's so much different learning, that I believe in really seeing the passion in your kid, believing in that you have the vision to support their passion, and knowing that your kid is going to go longer, stronger, faster, and be more determined with what they're passionate about than what your expertise is. I mean, you can be an expert in God knows whatever. If the kid is not interested, it's not going to work. You can love them to death, but your love is not going to keep their imagination boxed in something that they have a vision of themselves doing. So we as coaches or as parents, we must support their passion before we support anything else. And with you knowing that what not to do, and that's not to quit, stay focused, and all those basic things, it kind of like aligns you and makes you the perfect partner, the perfect coach. You know what I mean? And everyone needs that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Hey man, I appreciate the time. Thank you for the advice, and I'll be sure to reach out where
Right.
we can network. Because like I said, I'm just looking for mentorship.
No, absolutely. We're gonna work. We're gonna work, bro.
All
All
right, Bill.
right.
Thank you. Thank you, Ness.
Hey, Bill, man, that man is serious. I connected him with Mark Farad. He traveled to Orlando to get that mentorship from Farad. So
No,
just letting
no,
you know,
absolutely.
he really wants to
No.
soak that in. We got JT, and apologies, I had a Zoom call.
JT.
What up, JT?
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
What up, Nez? Star, Bill.
What
What?
up?
JT.
What? Yo, I'm gonna keep it short, but I got two questions. To ask you.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm,
the first one was I heard your interview about the Lamont and Pitbull fight.
mhm.
I heard you say, I know you were joking about saying do the Devin Haney. You feel like Lamont. What you feel about his
I
boxing
wasn't
performance?
joking.
First of all,
I wasn't.
I
I
thought he was
wasn't
playing.
joking. I wasn't joking. I told him do the Devin Haney. Do the Devin Haney. The Devin Haney is not a joke. It is for real.
No, but he gotta be able to fight like that. I don't think he fights like Devin Haney.
No, I know.
I
No, I
see
know.
him in boxing.
No, I know.
Um,
I know, but neither,
so like
neither,
no, like
neither does,
elaborate on it.
neither does. You see, you guys, and I already know your sons just because I know how astute you guys are. And I can already hear, in the,
Bill, you
in
might be
that.
phone that might be dying. Check the battery. Your audio just got very distorted. Oh shit, we lost him. JT, you had to scam away. That's how you doing.
Hey man, it's that pressure, man. You know when you got. Let me shut up. It's that
Let's
pressure.
give him a few seconds before you go to see if he jumps back on. Usually, when it sounds
Yeah,
like that, the person's battery is dying.
yeah, man.
To you, let me catch up on these super chats while we wait for Bill. We got Pristine Sport. There you go. Let's see. Back.
Yes, sir.
Working perfect.
Working perfect.
JT,
Okay,
take it
we
away.
good to go. Yeah, yeah. No. So one thing about JT and his brother is they're really astute, and they they're the kind of parents and they're the kind of fathers that they bring on and they learn the education. They continue to reinvest back in the machine, and that's all that you can do as a parent and as a coach is to look at. You don't look at the pros when you're an amateur. You know what I mean? You don't look at the championship when when you what's your first fights when you do your first fights, Ness? What is it?
Amateur?
Amateur?
Yeah, not amateur. No, when you
Novice.
first turn,
Novice.
Oh, novice.
yeah,
Novice?
novice. Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying, right? Because when you're building a fighter that's a novice, and then you building him up, you have to have those right fights to develop the fighter. And one thing I can see about JT and his brother, they on top of it.
Okay, I appreciate that. Well, let me keep going. Next, uh, Bill is
Well,
on
he was
Bill.
gone.
You
He
know, if
was
I
gone for like 2 minutes, so I just
yeah, if I spill, it's gonna be on Bill, right? I'm just messing with you. Shout out to Trees. Hey, look, the second question. Um, Bud brought it up a few times. I had Bud beating Canelo, and a lot of stuff Bud did in that fight, he actually executed in the fight. What made you tell Bud his big fight was always Canelo, not Errol at the time? Because I heard bring that up. And how did you know? What did you see in the Canelo fight?
I see the same thing that you see. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you fuck with. I know somebody just. I can feel somebody just just a captive to false evidence appearing real, meaning fear. I can just I've always had a knack to kind of feel someone, and I talked to someone recently, and I told him, I said, you got to keep those people that are fearful of your vision and your abilities away. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And you can kind of hear guys and their team. You know what I mean? This one guy, Bernie in particular. He's very fearful. He talks about a lot about other people and other things. You know what I mean? And but he's not consistent. He's not consistent where he should be best at, and that's with the pound for pound number one fighter in the world. And be consistent right there and what you believe in him and all this. So
You gone again, Bill. Phone acting up. It's distorted. Damn.
I know, huh?
It's you, man. You doing it. Bad luck, JT.
Is it bad luck? I don't know what it is. Might be good luck, Ness. Might be tell you something. You gotta listen and be humble.
Yes, sir.
You had to pop back on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Man, so I'm gonna
Who
be
is
doing
that?
I'm gonna be doing a live fight chat for the Jake Paul, man. It's official. I'm doing that Friday night.
Yes, sir. Baumgartner, bomb at me. You dig.
What up?
Shirts.
What up? Two Tone? I didn't know you was on here.
Build back,
What
build
up,
back.
Kyle?
yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
when you have a fearful individual that's up around you, and what I mean is that he's fearful of your vision and your preparation. Sometimes sometimes guys, they moonlight. They're not around you on those days that you're really working. You know what I mean? They come in and then they leave.
You may
They
fall
don't
like
see
this at
that they
times,
don't see that.
but
So
it's not your
so when they
fault.
come in and they see your boys, they come in scared for your boys. They're scared for you, and then they bring in that energy towards the camp. You know what I mean? And I see a lot of times with dude, I see fear. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I mean. If I'm speaking for him, I'm telling him, nigga, we gonna go over here and cook the shit out of Canelo again. Do you want some again? Huh? Nigga,
Yeah.
when we
Oh yeah.
whip niggas out, when we whip them out the first time, and then we whip them out even worse. What do you mean, Eddie Reynoso? You want to do something again? September it is. What are you talking about? Baddest nigga on the planet. What do you mean? Whip your ass out. This guy got
Hey
that kind
Bill.
of shit. That nigga got that kind of shit on the table and that kind of opportunity. And then I hear him over here with this bozo shit and all this shit. Let them people, let everybody, rise to your occasion instead of dropping down, unless you're already down, nigga.
Hey Bill. Last one. Do I need to get your number from Ness? You know a dude named B Dexter? I asked you this before.
Of course, I know
B
B.
Dexter.
That's my main man. That's my man.
Okay. So can I
Yeah.
get it? Can I get the number from him? Because he put me on the
No,
phone with you one time with a manager.
no, hey, listen.
Oh shit.
It's something wrong again, Bill. Plug that phone up. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yo,
So
Ness.
you want them tips, huh? You want them tips? That's why you want the number?
I
Cause
don't
you
need
you
no
hear
tips.
who
I
he
mean,
you hear who he called when it's time to matchmake. So if you already got my number.
uh, hey, I can get the number from. Look, Ness.
I know
You
that's
got your
right.
connects. I got my connects. I could have been had Bill number. I just
Nah,
don't
you
press him like
you
that.
ain't
Hey,
you ain't you ain't get what I
uh,
said. He back.
I didn't get it. I
All right.
didn't get it. I could have
Yeah.
been asked for
Well,
bill number.
make sure you get it though. All right. Hey,
Who you want
listen.
me to get it
Hey,
from Ness
and
or
B,
I get it from B Dexterous?
you get it from both of them. You get it from both. Ness got it too, and but B, that's my man though. That's my man for real, in real life.
Okay. So look, let me ask you. He told me he talked to you about us. I just don't never see you like, He said he
No,
put
but see,
put you on.
I just posted nephew up. I just posted nephew on there though. So your sons or your nephews is part of that group because it's a group of
Oh,
y'all.
my son.
That's good,
My son.
huh? Yeah.
Yes.
So, but it's a
My
group.
son.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a group of
Okay.
y'all, right? It's
Okay.
like 2, 3. It's like 2, 3, 4 of y'all, right? With that, with sons and stuff,
But
right?
it's your time. But
Yes,
it's not
yes.
your time.
They got one out there
Yes,
in California too. His name's Shane Reed. Yeah, he's
yes,
nice.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
real
yeah.
nice.
I'm following y'all. Listen, I'm following y'all. Listen, I didn't even know that you was part, but I feel your energy and I know that you're astute, man. Come on, man. But you know I'm on top of it, right?
Say it again, Bill. I had a phone call. My bad. Say
I
it last
said
name.
you. I said you know I'm on top of it, right?
Hey man, I don't know that, Bill. You be busy, bro. You be busy, man.
Man, you ain't seen Lil B in that DHP gear and everything, man. Getting supported and all that, man. All
Oh,
you
I
got to do
saw
is just
that.
call me.
Yeah, but I saw him. We worked with his son before though. We worked with his son. That's what I'm saying. Like we worked with his son. He came down there and sparred us. We sparred him.
He
So
from
yeah,
Yeah,
shout out.
yeah.
All right, though, Bill. I appreciate it, though. I'm gonna get the number from Ness. You can sit down. I'm gonna just get it from Coach Pro. I'm gonna ask him. All
Okay.
all right.
right.
Cliff, Connecticut.
Ness, you got in shape, Ness.
Hey,
Man, you if
got
they'd have
to,
seen
man. Got to.
if they'd have seen when you first came to Vegas, and if you would have said this is what you was gonna do, Ness, everybody would have said you lying.
Yeah, Nuts look good, right? Pause. He look all slim and shit. I seen that too. I
Yeah,
said that to myself
yeah,
this morning. How my
yeah.
connection? Cause I'm on the highway.
Clear, clear.
My, I bet. So the good, like I be looking around at the landscape, and I don't really see that much for Devin at 47, but because it's some big fights, but I don't think they're that big of a challenge for him. So I think Debo should kick Ryan off that bike. After him and Barrios do what they do, if he went, kick him off his bike. Take that fight. I think y'all should tell Conor go take Rolly strap since Rolly's scared. And if you fight both of them, still Ryan streaming fan base, go across the pond, still Conor Benn fan base. And I think those are not that difficult fights for Devin. And possibly take Crocker's belt before you see them. The world is yours. Like I think then, or everybody that they talking about at 140, they got to acquiesce to Devin fully, because that's a lot of fans and a lot of publicity. You knock them two dudes off and then stand undisputed. You don't really need that to be undisputed, but if you do that at the same time, like who else is a bigger fight than Devin between 130 and 154? Like from there to there, nobody can even challenge him. But maybe a Tank Davis as far as, you know, publicity wise, but that's what I would like to see from Devin. Not those chumps off and then make those 40-pounder dudes that people think is nice. Make them come up and see the face of boxing. That's it.
Salute, salute. You couldn't have said it more better. I couldn't have said it more better, King.
You shut it down, Bill. No more callers.
That's what we do on the Boxing Voice. No one else comes on and talks to the people. No one else gives Two Tone his long list of requests. You dig? I mean, Tone's list was like this when we first met, and now it's like this. You dig?
Yes,
Tone has
it's
one
dwindled.
request. Come on, Tone. Come on
Yeah.
with it. Come with some heat. Come with some heat, Tone. Let's close the
Okay,
show with all the heat you got, baby.
all right. So, can because two black dads, can you and Floyd Schofield Sr. squash the beef for the public? Because now he over there on a private account talking somehow playing gangster with Devin. I don't know. Can y'all squash it? Like, cause y'all two black dads, man.
Well, listen. He said that I wasn't from the hood, and everybody knows that if you're from the hood, you don't brag about being from the hood. Second thing
Facts.
is, it's only a fool that's gonna brag about getting shot because it's no fun. And I've been shot before, so that's nothing to brag about. But he can answer the question since he's talking about shot. Did he get shot in his throat and lose all the bass in his voice? Because why the fuck does he sound like that? He is the
Boy.
most irritating man to listen to. Soon as somebody send it to me, and they just as soon as it starts, I just start just like, God damn, why? It's just he's right. When he mentions my name, I don't like it. You know what I mean? And me and him are not alike. You know what I'm saying? Because my son is a world champion and his son isn't.
Mm.
Damn. Damn. Lord child.
I seen Devin actually touched on that. He well not on that, but he said he couldn't believe that Flo Schoenfield faked his death to get out of the Shakur fight. Like I literally
Yeah,
just
Bill,
read that yesterday.
do you think he faked his death in Saudi?
Like that wig his daddy is wearing every time he's on there. I see it's getting longer and longer. no, no, I'm just fucking with him. But no, he's definitely been doing a whole lot of faking. He had the opportunity to have Shakur and all that, and then he did this record breaking um, $300,000 for 10 years. You know what I mean? He did. He did. No, he did an old. Listen, he thought he hit a lick, and he did the old Magic Johnson contract. Remember when Magic signed for 25 years for 1 million for 25 years? You know what I mean? Can you imagine? Can you imagine that right now? That's what that fool and went and did over there with Golden Boy. You don't know when he's going to have his next fight. He's just talking. He's not even in control. Because I would be saying this with all the money that he's talking about, he got. I had far less, and I didn't sign my son away to no motherfucker. You ignorant nigga. My mom was a Black Panther out the 60s, nigga, East Oakland, California. You know what I mean? I'm big on education. I'm big on black ownership and me being black in particular. Uh,
I got Tim Bosque.
He said, yeah,
Simbo
his son is a model, nigga. What the hell are you talking about?
Yo, 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 yo,
Not a model.
That's what he said.
yo, yo.
That's a, well, modeling
You can
contracts or
hear
some
me, yeah?
shit.
Yeah, we hear
Hey,
you.
Yeah, what's going on, Bill? Yeah, you would know about the black situation. Remember when I came up to you in London and I spoke to you about where you lot from and that being a black man. Remember that? And you was like, I don't know,
yes,
I'm just a black man. You remember that?
yeah. What you were asking for was a particular tribe, a particular culture, a particular something. When I stand up for, if you got an ounce of it, if you got a smidget of it, if your motherfucking hair going to an afro, then nigga, my mama said you was a black. You was black. You was not able to say, well, you know what? I'm not that kind of black. Or I'm not this kind of black. Or I'm not. No, wait a minute, nigga. That doesn't happen in East Oakland, California, where I grew up. Nigga, either you black or you not black. You know what I mean? You brown or you not brown. You dig what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That was black, brown, and white. And then I seen you out and I'm and traveling. I'm out in the world and you had, what? I said I'm black, man. You said, huh? I said I'm black, man.
No way, Bill, but we popping up, we chopping it, Bill, man.
No, I'm just trying to tell you. Now, what
He
are you?
did pick Lewis Crocker to beat Devin before you get too friendly with him.
I
No,
know,
no,
but I'm saying
that's
this.
cool.
But before
Hold
I
on,
get
hold
that,
on, hold on.
before I get that,
Hey, that's why they call you narrative nest, man. When the fuck did I tell you that? When did I tell you that? I never ever told you that. First of all,
What you said then?
hey Bill,
What you
first of all,
said
Mr. Haley,
then?
Mr. Haley.
What you
First of all,
said
Mr.
then?
Haley, can you tell Mr. Gibbler why it will be an excellent fight for your boy,
Nah, nah,
Devin
nah,
the
nah,
Dream,
nah, nah.
Bill Haney,
We want to
come
know
to the
what you
Wembley
said
Stadium.
first.
No, 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 no. This is my call, man. One
Exactly.
second, sir. Mr. Gibbler, Mr. Gibbler,
Exactly.
this is my call, nigga. I said Bill came and congratulated Conor Benn for the work that he's done. You talking about Conor Benn? Conor Benn is no what, man? Shut up, man.
Hey,
Bill
Ask
came
Bill
to
what
hey,
Devin
but you know
said
what?
about
congratulate.
fighting
Hey,
Conor Ben. Devin ain't
hey, but you know
interested.
what?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
but you know what
yeah,
I
yeah,
love? I love when it's another brother, right? Another black man, right? From the UK, right? You from the UK,
yeah,
right?
yeah, 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 yeah,
And
yeah.
and I'm this is why I be telling the homies, I be telling my guys that's listening, this from right here is, do y'all know that when I go out, I get banged on? I'm telling you, get certified banged on that I'm an American. I'm not. I'm not just black. I'm not just one. I'm an American. And sometimes, dog, that the pride that the blacks in the UK, when you represent being British or being you, is it British or European? Which one is it? British?
British.
Not European.
Yeah,
British.
British, British.
British. British. You know what I'm saying? Just the pride that you have with it and all that other stuff is a lot different, man. The energy is different. And
Listen,
the,
Hey Bill, tell them how we treat you over here. Tell them how excellent we
great,
treat you over here.
great, great.
Thank
You
you,
treat
Bill,
me
man. Like I
great.
said to you, your son's a
Great.
great world
No, you
champion.
do. You
We
treat
are
me
wanting
great.
him to come over
You
here
treat me great.
to fight Conor Ben.
But you,
Yes, thank you. We
mm,
treat Bill with
yes,
respect. We treat Devin with respect. Unlike the
What
yeah.
American
about
fans,
Lewis
that's
Crocker,
all
man?
shit. What do you mean give
Mhm.
Is that what you want? That's what you want. That's what you want. That's what you say. Because you think it's an easy lick. It's not an
No,
easy lick. It's
No,
you
get
made
right.
it clear that it wasn't. You was talking big about Crocker. Now
Mm.
Bill here, you
No,
yeah.
let
talking
me tell
about
you.
all
Let me tell
this
you.
happy
They
Bill
listen.
shit.
They, hey,
What happened, Bill
they
shit?
won't go. Listen, they won't go over there and get Crocker's belt because they got a IBF rehydration clause. They wouldn't go over there fucking with Brian Norman to get the belt from him, right? So they trying to sneak over there and get a belt from Mario Barrios or the winner of Ryan Garcia, right? And then they'll say that they really bout it. Man, are you really bout it out there? Why didn't Conor Ben, why didn't you ask your fellow countrymen, why didn't he stop by the office of Jerron Boots Ennis?
Mm,
Why didn't he stop by
big
Virgil
fight.
Ortiz? What happened to those fights before he went down there? And that's what I don't understand. Sometimes the UK, y'all keep it real, and then sometimes I don't know what to say, man.
We got bust him up.
What up, bust them up?
Yo, what's
Tone,
going
you better
on,
get up.
Ness?
Tone, you better get up on what he
What's up?
just said, boy.
What up?
We be
Shout out to
doing
all you
no,
homies, man. You know,
we be
connecting with me.
doing
Shit.
no, we be doing all this arguing, Tone. That's why I be trying to get you. We be doing all this arguing, and as black men, when we go out and we travel, nigga, we just looked at just like Americans, nigga. We looked at like American black men, like nigga, and then we be fighting with each other. You know what I'm saying? He told the
That is.
truth, but go ahead, caller. Let's go.
Shout out to y'all, man. Getting everybody through the shift with the, solid entertainment, man. Solid entertainment. But I just touch on you saying you're gonna go over there and beat Crocker up. Is your guys' plan to undispute 147, or if it gets too tricky, you just gonna go for that Xander Zayas fight?
It never got too tricky for us. If it's big fights and this opportunity, you see that we're going to do it. 147 pounds. I think it's enough time. Devin at 26, for him to unify the whole division.
Yeah, yeah, not tricky in the way of like I'm pretty sure you guys could collect all the belts, but I'm pretty sure you going for the big fights, right? Sometimes the big fighters at 147 might duck y'all, so you might have to go up to 154 and see what's going on with the bigger dudes.
Um,
But
he's
if
committed. Yeah, he's committed. He's committed. He's committed to making those big fights happen. I mean, we got a list. We got a list out there that's going to keep us pretty busy. If the fighters, you know, fans and teams really, really get behind them. You know what I mean? Give them that all that shit, all that feeling like you in the comment section and all that, right? Let the coach know. Let the team know to feel the same way that they feel about their fighter.
yeah, I get that, man. It's just because it's a good opportunity. You guys undisputed 147. You go up to 54. You become that three-time undisputed, man. You get on that round Mount Rushmore. feel like you guys pushing for that for sure. You think his prime is coming up, or he's in his prime right now?
No, it's coming up.
That's nice, man. I just thought I
Hmm.
wanted to ask. I hope you have a good day, Bill. I hope everybody have a good day. Shout out to
Amen.
you, Ness.
All
Thank you.
right, champ.
That was good.
Appreciate you.
Those are good questions.
That was it, Bill. It's over, man.
All right. Hey, Tone.
Yes, sir.
Lewis Crocker it is, Tone.
Lewis Crocker. I'm hyped. I want to, yeah, do
Mhm.
it in Ireland, Sons of Anarchy. Yeah, Jack Stellar. Yeah. Belfast, nigga. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Ness, you keep me
We
on
we need
speed
to
dial,
offer we
Queen.
need to offer him that fight in the Bay though, man. You know,
In the Bay, Lewis.
Well, Ness.
let him achieve his dream, right? Of fighting in America, headlining in America, having a title shot, unification in America. That's every fighter dreams of that, especially foreigners.
And this could be
Ness.
your version.
You got a
I know
point.
Devin never in his life dreamed about, oh, Dad, I can't wait to fight in Liverpool. That's not what he said. He never said that. You know, he want to do,
But
maybe he want to do Wembley, but he ain't trying to do Liverpool. He want to go to
yeah, but
London, maybe.
but the one, yeah, but London and
It may feel
but
like it's
one
your
thing that
turn,
I know is ain't that what
but it's not your
Conor
turn.
McGregor is
Yeah, from Ireland.
from Ireland. Yeah, come on, dog.
And
Them
Mick
niggas.
Conlon. And
Them
Mick Conlon, too.
yeah, man, them dudes is fighting. That's a fighting
Oh,
people, man.
and
The
Katie
fighting
Taylor.
Irish.
Katie Taylor.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, fighting Irish, bro. We gotta give them their grams and give them their respect. And if we have an opportunity to go over to Ireland, it would be wonderful.
That's dope,
Yeah.
man. That's dope.
Remember,
I like that, humbleness where we could get on undercard. We can go to your hometown because it just shows willingness to actually fight.
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Hey, Queen, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the support. You guys are
Absolutely.
amazing. Keep cooking. Listen, the Shakur and Teofimo Lopez. It's it's the biggest fight that has been signed.
For the
Everybody
new year.
for the new year. Pack that motherfucking MSG out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I know that I'm gonna be there. Shout out to Shakur and Jay Prince landing that motherfucker. Shout out to Teofimo Lopez Senior and Junior. You know what I mean?
How do you
For
think they did
for
it though,
taking it.
Bill? You've been trying to get T.O. on contract for a while. How you think Shakur was able, not well, or James Prince for that matter? Like, what you think happened there?
Um, I think that he took the lesser of the two evils. Obviously,
Who's the two evils, Devin and who?
Devin and Shakur. He took
Oh,
Shakur
oh,
being that he took Shakur because he's thinking that he has an advantage over Shakur that he doesn't have over Devin.
meaning
Obviously,
advantage in what, height and weight?
no, just from a skill set standpoint, they're
Oh,
two different fighters. They're highly skilled, but they're two different skill sets. You know what I mean? And in fairness, the same thing that he said that eventually it's set up for a bigger fight. But the fight that you choose to take first is the one that you're taking, and that's with Shakur Stevenson.
hmm. Well, all right, Bill. Always a pleasure, man. Thank you for jumping on.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
man.
thank you for
The
popping up on
boxing
us, Bill.
voice. Thank you,
Your
Queen.
energy
And
is
thank you.
amazing. Appreciate
I
that.
appreciate you, Queen. Thank you. All right. Well,
salute.
you know why? Because I got
Salute.
Debo. I'm on the same side as Debo. And when you got Debo, you can go anywhere. The earth is our turf. And
Turn
we
up.
spread it.
Turn up. Let's
Absolutely.
go.
Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to that 1,000,000 subscribers. We're on the road to 1,000,000. And obviously, we have other great content on our Patreon channel. So since this video is over, head on over to our Patreon and check out all the exclusive content or right here on our YouTube members.